Here's something I bet you never thought you'd see or hear in a video through the library. Searching for information on a browser like Google is so much easier than plowing through the databases that libraries provide. If you're wondering how many Grammys Beyoncé has won, all you have to do is start typing her name in the Google search box and you'll find your answer with no sweat. Or you've made a friendly bet on how many home runs Mickey Mantle made. There's no question that Google is your answer. However, when you're trying to do some serious research for a paper, your sights should turn towards the databases. Let's see what happens when you try and do some serious research in Google. For instance, let's say you're trying to write a paper on the issues involved when an employer monitors your email. If you took those words directly to Google, you'd get almost 19 million results. Even if you look at only the first page of results, you'll find a publisher trying to sell his titles on the subject, some citizens' advice guides, personal blogs, and a few privacy rights organizations pushing their memberships and products. Let's put some brakes on that method and get back to the databases. The most efficient way to search a database is to use a method of combining words called Boolean logic. Boolean logic has its foundation in math, but its principles are used in many other ways. Boolean logic uses three main words: and, or, and not. Once you understand how and, or, and not work, your work is half done. First, let's take a look at the word or. I venture to guess that most people think the word implies that you have to make a choice between one item or another. For instance, should I wear the red or blue shirt? Would you like soup or salad? When doing research in our databases, the word or takes on a completely different meaning. Or means more. Let's take a peek at all these dessert offerings. If I say calories schmalories, I'll take anything that has sugar in it, that means I can basically dump the entire case into my shopping cart. However, if I was a little pickier, I would say I'll take anything that has strawberries or chocolate. That still gives me a pretty wide assortment of choices. Then, if I decided I wanted to save a few calories and wanted to make a smaller selection, I could say, let's keep it simple. I only want items that have both chocolate and strawberries in the same item. Not works as an eliminator. I'm pretty happy with all the desserts that have both chocolate and strawberries, but I don't want anything that has ice cream in it. So my final selection has both chocolate and strawberries, but not ice cream. I'd waddle away with the goodies, but at least they'd fit into one shopping bag. Remember, you never want to use every word of your topic when searching a database. You'll most likely wind up with 0 results. So, back to our topic. The first thing you have to do is get rid of fluff words and concentrate on key concepts. The next step is to create a list of synonyms for each of the important terms in your topic. You might have a very specific word in mind, but you wouldn't get enough hits because the person who put the article in the database may assign a variety of different words to an article. So, your job is to come up with as many words as may have been used. Putting this to the test, let's see what happens when you run this search. If I just selected one word for each of my ideas, I might be left with a pretty small selection of articles. The results aren't spectacular either. Back to our keyword strategy. Starting with email, select all the different ways you can refer to email. The word issues is pretty vague. Here is where you can make an impact on your results by thinking of the kinds of issues you might encounter with this problem. Our third keyword is employer. We can expand on this idea by selecting words that describe the way we view what happens at work. So let's select the words employer, work environment, or workplace. Since these words could conceivably be used interchangeably in this context, they can be considered synonymous and, just like the other words, must be connected with the word or. Now it's time to put everything together. We have 3 strings of words. Each string represents a set of synonyms connected by the word or. And the 3 strings are connected by the word and. Now, let's see what happens when we run the search we created with keywords. We get 249 citations. Even though the second article seems perfect, we don't want to jump the gun without looking at other possibilities. And anyway, take a look at the date. You may want to go back and pick this one up, but you can make that decision later. You have now reached the end of the first tutorial, demonstrating how to find a keyword in your topic, how to use synonyms for each of the important words in your topic, and how to create a search using Boolean connectors. Stay tuned for the next exciting chapter where you can see how we get from here to a great set of results in no time at all.